Oops. Hello guys. Good morning. Nice to see you. As you can imagine, it's time for another episode of Doing the Things You're Supposed to. So, as you know, I've been working on my business. I've been home and it's given me more time to share with you, spend time with you guys. But you know, a really important point. I just think this is, doing the things that you're supposed to includes things that are just reality, right? You might not want them to be, but they just are, right? Brushing your teeth, getting dressed, these are all things that you just have to do. And some of the things that you just have to do, we just talk about as, doing the things you're supposed to. So one of those things is, as far as I've gathered, and I realized this very clearly last night, and I realized that, having grasped it, I should have known that already, hence the episode. But it's, so I'm at home for a lot of the time. I work from home. So that means when my wife came back, and I'd done some tidying up, I had put away laundry, I had done lots of things, but the house wasn't completely spick and span, to be honest. I had gone to school several times. We put on an event at my daughter's school and where my wife teaches. It was actually in the building where my wife teaches. So, and I'd gone there. Also, I picked up my daughter early. And then I'd forgotten something to get to my wife, so I had to go back to the school, come home, and then go back for this event. So it was a lot of driving around, didn't quite have as much time as I normally do. And when I did get home, after some of these extra activities, putting on that event, I laid down immediately. And my wife's comment was, maybe you really need to be working, Maybe it's better when you're working, because basically, the house was a bit of a mess, and and right there and then I'm laying down, and I was like, oh my word, I've done a ton today, an absolute ton. But I got it. I was like, you know what? It's true. I'm home. My wife was home, and she was looking after our daughter, not only as a baby and a toddler, but our daughter can be quite demanding, and it just is what it is. I imagine that will help make her a good leader in the future. But there's being a housewife and a mother is very demanding, and yet if I get off work and I come home, like lots of us, we get home and we're like, well, if the house is not organized, and it's like, wow, like, what are you doing with your day? So this is not something I'm saying I believe. I'm just saying it is what it is. My wife looks at me and sees the house is not totally spick and span and tidy. She's like, well, what are you doing with your day? You're home all day doing whatever you want. So the house should be tidy. And it's got nothing to do with gender roles. It's just you're home, so the house should be tidy. And I realized, it's true. It's true. It really is true. Until my business is in such a good state or in enough of a state where I can have somebody come in and do all that work, like tidy the house. But even still, they're not going to be a live-in, right? Staff. It's not like I'm upstairs, downstairs. Back in England, the concept of the downstairs are the household, and the upstairs are the staff that live upstairs. So it's not like we're going to live in a household anytime soon, no matter how successful I am. So anyway, the point being that it actually is my responsibility to keep the house tidy, keep it well kept, in order that when my wife comes home and she sees the place is tidy, she can think, oh, it's totally acceptable to have Crispin work from home, because obviously he's getting his work done and he's on top of it and building his business. I know that because the house is tidy. So there will be no room for criticism. This is going to be a tough one for me, but like all of us, we have to get disciplined, right? In certain areas, we have to establish a discipline in certain areas, and where we do not have that discipline, we have to establish it. It's like getting up in the morning. I get up at 4 in the morning, and I was doing that every single day for a year and a half or more, and I kind of took a little bit of a break from doing it quite so diligently, and that was a real mistake, I think, in the long run. But I'm back to getting up around about 4 in the morning, and it's really helpful. But establishing that as a habit, making that just a part of the norm, it took some time. So this is just one of those other things where I'm going to have to put in the discipline and do the work, do my job, build my company, and make sure that the house is tidy when my wife comes home. Guys, that's it from me. That's been another episode of Doing the Things You're Supposed to, where I discuss, on this occasion, me doing the things that I'm supposed to. Alright, well look, share your comments. Again, this is not gender specific, it's just if you're the one at home, then you're the one expected to keep the place tidy and be on top of it. My goal is obviously to delegate that at some point, but I really want to be rolling along with the business in order to do that and one by one turn over some of these things as much as possible. But till that time, it's up to me, yours truly, Crispin Sanford, from Doing the Things You're Supposed to. Bye guys.